I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you want to consider the 2025 Hyundai Tucson Hybrid N Line all-wheel drive. This is in ash black on black on black. This year, we get a tweaked grille, lights, wheels, technology. The interior gets some reworks. And when you go hybrid, you're getting 35 mpgs combined. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and I'm going to touch bases on some pros and cons and compare this against the competition. 8.3 inches is standard across all of the hybrid trims. You can option a gas variant as well as a plug-in variant. So I like that you have 3 different choices, 4 different trims when you go into the hybrid, with standard LED headlights and daytime runnings that run into the rework grille and the flat badging. It's blacked out. Because we have the inline, it's going to look more aggressive and more sporty in the front fascia. That's what they do to the bumpers. They tweak them, as well as the grille. The lower will have the active grille shutter. And if you want to have the 360-degree reverse camera, you go up to the limited trim, and it will also add the blind spot view monitoring, which Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis, they're the only vehicles that still to this day do that. Underneath the hood is going to house the same 1.6-liter inline 4-cylinder across all of the hybrids. That's producing a combined of 231 horsepower compared to a 6-speed automatic transmission, achieving 35 mpgs for the city, 35 mpgs for the highway, which is awesome, especially considering this is just right at 40 grand. Go to Honda, you're going to be more money to get style elements like this. Inline gives you these unique 19-inch wheels. Standard is 17-inch wheels, and you can have an 18-inch wheel depending on the trims that you option. And you can fit up to 220 pounds on top of these roof rails. The ash black and this inline, I think it looks the most sporty in class compared to competition, but let me know your thoughts on that. The limited trim adds the smart park, and a lot of people may not like this feature. I think it's cool because blind spot view monitoring, which would use the 360-degree reverse cameras, basically the cameras on the side view mirrors. It will integrate that video feed into your 12.3 digital gauge cluster, which is new this year. And I mean, you don't have to look off the road. When I was in Europe, I saw vehicles that was $100,000+ with the technology that had the little camera here and no side view mirror. Only vehicles we get here that do that is Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis. As for the smart parking, it's the same thing. You have to tick the box for these. The con that I have those, you have to go into the limited tier in order to get that. Towing up to 2,000 pounds, which is going to be more than Honda and Toyota. And then when you're thinking about warranty, this is the best in class. So you could say what you want in the comments. Maybe you don't like Hyundai, maybe you're more of a Toyota Honda fan. I'm just a realistic person when it comes down to it. You gotta put it in black and white. You're getting better specs here and better performance with towing and payload. Standard LED taillights, that actually starts on the SEL. The blue will not configure that. That is a con to me. The trunk lid spoiler, I like how they have made it more aggressive when you go into the inline. The lower gets more aggressive with the diffuser and dual exhaust finishers, and the only way you're going to tick the box to get this is going the inline. When you're going against competition, Toyota this year has dropped the Adventure and the TRD off-road, so you have to option an X Series or XP package, which is only offered in 5 states in the US. You can get this all over North America. Going into Honda, you have to tick the box for the HPD package in order to make it look off-roadsy. And to make it look sporty, you go into the Sport L Hybrid. And the first reason why I would pick this is because the competition is going to be more money on the MSRP. It's still a hybrid with this sport styling combined. Power liftgate going into 38.7 cubic feet of storage. Because it's over 8 inches of clearance, is going to sit up a little bit higher. We have a 12-volt charger. LED interior lights. Underneath the floor has some more storage, and this opens up pretty deep. And underneath that, and the nice thing about the Tucson is you can split fold the rear bench in the back by pulling these tabs here. That's going to max cargo to 74.5 cubic feet. The key fob for the Tucson. It's pretty cool because it actually has the Hyundai badging. Going into 10-way power seat adjustment for the driver. Manual seat adjustment for the passenger. The only way you can get 8-way power seat adjustment for the passenger is on the limited, as well as ventilated seats and memory for the driver. In badging in the seats, and this is a sport combination seat. The H-Tech seat starts on the SEL. Heated seats come into play. And you can already see the cleaned up dashboard layout. We have a full pass-through. Let's fire it up. It's a hybrid, so it's gonna be quiet. 6 speakers come standard. We have the Bose sound system when you go inline. You'll have storage in the passenger side with a curved panel, 2-screen layout, and going inline, you get navigation standard. Wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM FM, streaming, Bluetooth audio, dynamic voice recognition, Hyundai Pay. Throw it into reverse. We get a reverse camera. Hit this sub menu, and now you can change out the camera layout for the tow, or you could click it here and you'll have the full screen going into a touchpad. It's a dual climate control setup, and you still have physical buttons, USB ports, 12 volt, the full pass through here that I do appreciate. Driving mode select makes it a little bit more easy with snow, my drive, sport, eco. 12.3 digital gauge reader is an option on the SEL. Otherwise, it's a 4.2 TFT display. The only con that I have is you do have to go over here, hit setup, go into screen layout, and this is how you change out the configuration of that gauge cluster. Finger recognition, that would be right here, is only on the limited trim. Leather wrap steering wheel, heated, only on the limited trim. In badging with the cross stitch, it's perforated, multi-function, paddle shifts. Wireless charging pad starts on the SEL. This is going to be pushback. It's a little bit more firm. It's a deep storage pocket, and you got a little storage here to put some change. Leg space, you're not going to have an issue. You also receive sport pedals on the inline. Same thing for the passenger side, making it just optimal. The same thing for headroom, and you get a panel moonroof that starts on the SEL as an option. Auto dimming rear view mirror starts here. LED interior lights with 64 different color ambient lights. Dashboard and door panel configuring together nicely, except they forgot to put the contrast stitch right here. They do a great job with it on the passenger side. You're going to have the cloth inserts, glossy black here, one touch up and down for the front windows. It's soft to touch with a medium-sized storage pocket and a beverage holder carved out. For the back seats, this is the room that you have to go inside to fit 2 more with the cup holders and armrest down. 2 USB ports, air vents, storage net behind both of the front seats. Look at how much leg room I have. The same thing with headroom. I mean, the Tucson does a great job. You can also recline these back, and since you're not really hurting anything with cargo because you still have a ton of it, I would just enjoy a long ride this way. Door panel is going to have the same segment found in the front, except no contrast stitch, and this is not going to have that leatherette, but you'll get the cloth interiors here or the carpet materials. Soft to touch where it needs to be with a cup holder. Sliding into the center, the floor isn't flat. You could put your feet here though, or you could share. The rails are pushed up enough. If you sit this way though, your legs are going to sit in the air. It's just going to be a little bit more comfortable this way. Butt, leg, and shoulder space, it's not an issue. It's still relatively a wide vehicle. Knee space, not an issue, nor is headroom. And when you're thinking about these smaller SUVs, it's usually hard to fit 3 in the back, my dimensions, but it's not here. The new Hyundai Tucson Hybrid N Line, does it have power like it needed? Yeah, it does. It's pretty quick and quiet and comfortable. All of this, it's got to be the second reason why I would choose this over the competition. You got 19-inch wheels with that styling element on the exterior. The sound deadening is more than enough. This is under 40 grand. Try to get that with Toyota and Honda. Now, going the inline does have some cons. This one's going to weigh the most. It's nearly 4,000 pounds. It's around 50 to 60 pounds more than the limited trim, and a lot of that is because of the aesthetics, plus the upgraded wheels, because underneath the hood is going to house the same power option. I do like that the inline does have a sufficient amount of power, and another pro is you're getting great MPGs. The screen layout, I think it looks very elegant, giving us storage in the dashboard for the passenger, the touchpad for the climate control, and a full pass-through with the wireless charging pad on top. I dislike where the gear lever is on the steering column because I'm 6'3". My knee actually hits it when I'm sitting at a red light or if I'm moving my leg around. The footwell area is large enough, but it is still a smaller vehicle. My knees do sit up in the air, similar to Toyota. Honda will be the most comfortable seat, but I do like the combination with the different material for these sports seats. Motivation is definitely there. I mean, for an everyday driving vehicle that looks sporty, that has technology, that has the best warranty, there's a lot of pros. Going into some cons, even though you have physical buttons, you still will have to operate that center infotainment screen for the gauge cluster. You have to go up to the top tier limited trim in order to unlock ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, as well as a heated steering wheel. Also, power seat for the passenger side is only on the top tier. It just is starting to go Honda, Toyota, and you can't add features once you get to these tiers. You just get what it is as value, which is better. I just don't like that I have to go over 40 grand in order to get every single thing, especially when you're going inline, because inline is more unique to the trim. Everything about it has its own style elements, even in the interior. Mashing on the brake doesn't feel heavy. Turn radius at a stop point is going to receive about 2 lanes. Let's rock and roll. You see what I mean by the power? You can pass the Malibu. Taking me to the final reason why I would pick this over the competition. It actually has the best horsepower and torque. It doesn't just have the best towing capabilities and technology. This thing goes above and beyond. Hyundai is really changing the ball game when it comes to competition, which Honda, Toyota, they need to start waking up, because in a few more years, people that dislike Hyundai and usually put in the comments, well, it's not so good for longevity, they're going to start changing their mind because of not only the value, but because it is just as good as the other competition. And I get it. People in the comments are going to probably say, well, Honda and Toyota are better overall. That's not going to be the case when you're thinking about all those recalls. Now, I get it. Hyundai's had some recalls too, but not to the extreme that Honda and Toyota has had with their reworking of their vehicles. Now, in the same category, Toyota hasn't really done anything to the RAV4, so it's still a great vehicle to option, but this is just a little bit better. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like. And I'd like to thank Edel Hyundai of Lakewood for giving us this 2025 Hyundai Tucson Hybrid N Line for our car review.